So hello and welcome to the channel. As most of you already know, I have completed the Isaan bike trip. So I have been to like all the 20 provinces over here in Isaan, and I went to like small cities, big cities, towns and villages. So I saw almost like all kind of places over here in Isaan. So today I want to answer one of the most asked question about Isaan. So people do associate, if you know, people do associate Isaan with poverty. People do think that Isaan is backward, Isaan is poor, Isaan people don't have money. This is a commotion not just among the foreigners, but also among Thai people. So if you don't know, like some South people think that Isaan people are poor. I'm telling it from my experience. Some of you may have different experiences. So my friend who used to have like family in certain part of Thailand, they used to think like Isaan is poor, Isaan is backward and things like that. So yeah, I think this is like a general perspective about Isaan. And the major part behind this is like in the past, Isaan faced a severe drought. So because of that, many people in Isaan who rely on agriculture got poor. So it was a severe drought for several years. So because of that, people in Isaan do became poor at that point of time. So, but this people do still have this perspective about Isaan that it's poor. And the second reason why many people do think that Isaan is poor is that when foreigners come to Thailand, they do meet Isaan ladies working in Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket. So and these ladies do tell like Isaan is poor, they need money and everything. So yeah, people do know that Isaan is poor. So in today's video, I'm going to talk from my experience about what do I think about Isaan when it comes to like poverty, and what do I think about people having money or not. So yes, without any delay, let's get started with this video. So yeah, first thing first, I will talk about the infrastructure. So when it comes to infrastructure, Isaan do get the facilities same like other parts of Thailand. So like I went to like small towns, and even the small towns had stadiums. Like if you would have seen my video from Sisaket, which is a small town, many people outside of Isaan don't know about it, Sisaket. And even in Sisaket, we had a big stadium where there was a football match, and their club did had an international player as well. So Sisaket had like a tower, they had big stadiums, they had big parks, the roads were wide, the hospital was huge, the government hospital, there was a private hospital, huge private hospital in Sisaket. And it was the same story over different other provinces as well. Like I went to Buang Khan, which is at like Laos border, near Laos border. And before starting this trip, I had no idea about Buang Khan. I hadn't even heard about it. So I went to Buang Khan, and I was surprised. Like there were very few people over there, but the roads were good, the infrastructure was good. There were malls, there were literally like walking street was huge over there. Night market was huge. So I was kind of surprised, to be fair. Even like small places in small villages also, we had a good infrastructure. There were 7-Elevens even in the villages. So it was surprising. So when it comes to infrastructure, Thailand in Isaan, even in like small towns, even in like villages, you can get good roads. I know there can be like parts where there won't be like proper roads, but if you look overall, even in Isaan, you get good infrastructure. So when it comes to infrastructure, if a foreigner wants to live even in a small town or a small city, a foreigner can easily live in Isaan because the infrastructure is good. Even small towns do have lotuses, they have big seas. And if it comes to like a mid-sized house, they do have like malls like Robinsons. So for anybody who wants to live over there, it's not like a backward place. And I went to many towns and I found like foreigners or expats living in even small towns. So this is about infrastructure first of all. So from the government side, we get good infrastructure in Issan. So when it comes to like the part that the government has to play. So now second point is people. So yes, it's like way too basic thing. Like if some economy depends too much on agriculture, there are going to be people who won't be making enough money compared to like people who do jobs, people who do businesses. Because keep in mind, uh, like Isaan is a plateau region, and most of the places over here are fertile. There are fertile valleys like I saw in uh, Lai had a Lai river, and the area was way too fertile. The valley was fertile, and most of the land over here is plain, so it's good to like the land is good to grow rice. The land is good to grow cassava, sugarcane. I saw rubber plantations in many provinces like Lai, Buangkan. So when it comes to agriculture, Isan is blessed with agriculture. So the problem with farming is that if somebody does not have huge land, they cannot make a lot of money out of it, and they have to like invest money. Like agriculture is capital intensive business. To be fair, if people think it's easy, it's not. People have to put money in the beginning of the season, and they have to take debt for that. So if the crop doesn't yield like good prices, people do go into like debt as well for it. So yes, many families do get like agricultural debt over here in Isan. They will borrow money from like somebody in their village, some lender in their village, and if the harvest is not good, they cannot like even repay the loan that they have taken for like agriculture. So that's why many people do go into like debt for agriculture over here in Isaan. But yes, we cannot blame people for doing agriculture instead of doing jobs, because if somebody has an option to just wake up, go to farm in their village and make money, people will choose it. And like most of the older generation do stay in villages to do farming, because they do have their land, even not huge lands, they still do get land, so they still want to do farming. And like young generation goes to cities to work. So it's common theme in Isaan, like younger generation goes to cities to make money while their parents stay in the villages to do farming. It's a common theme. And the another thing is that even though government wants to support farmers, the government can only support farmers up to a limit, because the commodity prices of like agricultural products are like based on international markets. So yes, it's one of the reason. And the another reason the government cannot support farmers too much is because of WTO, World Trade Organization. So WTO do put limit on the government on how much a government can support its farmers. Like let's say if government wants to subsidize urea, it can only subsidize it up to a limit allowed by the WTO. So the WTO does it to like help farmers around the world or like businesses around the world. So the thing is that even if Thai government wants to support farmer too much, it cannot support farmers because of the WTO. So if they want to subsidize urea, they can only subsidize it to up to a limit. And yeah, the government do provide insurance and everything, but it's still not comparable to a good harvest. So yes, this is the reason why some people who do farming remain poor. But the people who go to do jobs in the cities, they can still make good money, and they usually send back money to their home in villages, and when they get old, they come back to their village and make a house, and they live in villages in their old age. So that's how cycle in Isaan goes around. Yes, some people can be poor, but to be honest, I have seen Ducati in villages. Like when I was riding through small towns, I saw people going on Ducatis. I saw people driving around in Mercedes. So even in like small towns and villages, people do have money. Not everybody is poor. And many people do go to the cities to do jobs, and they make good money in the cities and send back money to their homes in Isaan, in a small towns, in a small villages. And about jobs, there are many jobs over here. There are many factories. Even in Korat, we have a lot of factories. We have big Nissan factory over here. We have like Suranar industrial area over here in Korat. We do have factories over here in Isaan too, but yes, the perception is about Isaan is mostly because of the ladies who go to work in the nightlife industry, who spread the stories of like their misery about being poor and something. So foreigners do think that Isaan is poor. The thing is that these girls need money, so they have to sell some story about being poor. If they don't tell you they are poor, why would you give them money? So they have to spread these stories of Isaan being poor and everything. Even though if you see Isaan, there are many opportunities over here too. But yes, being said that, the salary for many like offices and companies won't be like too much. Many people in Isaan would be doing jobs who would be making like around 300 to 400 USD, which is like around 10,000 to 12,000 Thai baht. Many people who do basic jobs make that much money over here. But it's fine for Isaan because Isaan is not expensive compared to like South and like Bangkok. So yeah, when it comes to Isaan do have this image of being poor, but the infrastructure is good over here. These cities, big cities do have like many job opportunities. Many people from towns, villages do come to the cities to do jobs. But yes, people who live in village, sometimes they can be poor. Some people, not everybody, because as I said before, the agriculture prices depend on the international market and it fluctuates a lot. Then there is like risk of floods, drought sometimes. So yes, sometimes people cannot make desirable amount out of their produces. So that's why some people can go into like a cycle of debt and they cannot recover from it. That's why they become poor, and then their children may have to go to cities to work. But it's still not too much like people think, because Isaan do have a huge population, and very compared to like population, very few people do go to work in like Pattaya or Bangkok. So anyway, this was it for this video. I hope you understand my perspective about Isaan and about if Isaan is poor or not. Yes, definitely there are going to be poor people over here. It's like same in Bangkok. Bangkok do also have like slums. Not like slum, but if you know Bangkok, you may have seen klongs. So yes, there are poor people over there as well. But Isaan do get this image because of people who go to work in nightlife areas, and they talk about Isaan being poor and everything. So I just wanted to share my perspective about this thing. I hope you understand it. I may be wrong, I may be right, but this is just my perspective about Isaan and how I saw the things. I think Isaan is good, it's beautiful, the infrastructure is good. People also, there are like poor people, rich people, just like anywhere. But this is an image of Isaan because of like past droughts, and because of the ladies who just go to work in the nightlife areas. So that's what I think about it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and I will end this video over here, but I will see you in the next video. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed it. We are near 2000 subscribers. Let's make it happen. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Have a good day ahead. I will see you in the next video. Till then, peace.